couple times during introing people. Remind everybody who made deals with me last night to
Yeah.
see me today
Okay.
to settle up
Okay.
because I will not remember.
Well, we have a series of announcements this morning. First of all, Sonny Puzikas needs to leave early. So if you want to establish contact connections with Sonny, I recommend talking to him this morning or are you leaving before lunch or are you leaving in the afternoonish? Yeah, so at lunch, make sure you get his business card if you want to connect. Yeah, come see him. Also, Sonny is missing a flashlight. Did anybody find one? Okay. What's it look like? Is it black? And does it fit in your pocket? Because that's not like every other flashlight here. All right. Cool. We're having a successful morning, guys. Thank you. I take the wins as they come. Also, Jack made deals on the barter blanket last night. Some of them were rather complex, as I recall. You need to talk to Jack before you leave to make sure you get whatever he bartered you for on the blanket. It is up to you to get that done. He is not responsible for what happens if you do not see him before you leave. So he's right here. See, the Jack is here. Okay, Jesse Mark, huh? Santa Jack is here. So Jesse Markowitz is up next. Our Start9 dude. How does your topic fit with sovereignty? Does it at all? It's all sovereignty all the time. So let's. All right, I won't tell you a personal story. Then I don't actually know it. But he's also the powerhouse, one of the two powerhouses behind the 2027 TSP ski trip, which just as a reminder for that, if you want to be involved in it, get on Telegram and you can even ask in the group for the link to the ski group. April 2027, Utah. And we were asked, can I just go and drink at the lodge? And the answer is, of course you can. What you do with your time during the day is up to you. So I'm going to hand it back to Jesse.
Oh, slide on through. That's mine. Just move my stuff. I'll hold it for you. Oh, thank you. So a little bit about my background: engineering degree, Georgia Tech. I did an executive MBA actually at UT Austin. One of my non-professional, non-official expertise areas, but things that I just generally love to do, is business plans and monetization strategies. I just find it absolutely fascinating talking with people like, how do you make money at that? How does that actually work? Like what's the profitability strategy on that? And I think someone asked me earlier in the workshop, could we talk about that? I'm like, oh yes, I love talking about that. And I apologize because I've forgotten entirely who you are. So find me sometime today. I'd love to have that conversation. I just don't remember it. All my life, very much libertarian activist in college, early post-college type of period. Personal sovereignty, that's where it all started. I remember growing up very young, my mom's comment was, your right to swing your fist ends at your sister's nose. Which I always, for the rest of my life, I've kind of carried that through. It's a pretty straightforward philosophy. Swing your fist wherever you like, but don't punch other people. We get along just fine. I am a professional ski instructor, part-time. It does not pay enough to pay the mortgage and take care of 5 kids and the wife and everything else. But thank you very much for doing the pitch on that. I added that extra bullet this morning as I thought I want to make sure to do that. I am a Bitcoiner and Start9. Bitcoiner, again, I got into Bitcoin from a freedom perspective, not from a money go up, number go up type of thing. I got into it because there were people in the world who were debanked, people in the world who could not receive or be able to send money. And that's the important part for me. I know I've talked to a couple people, paid a couple people. I'm always like, can I pay you in Bitcoin? Because it's important to me, not that you get Bitcoin from oh, my portfolio grows or whatever else, although that's a good thing too, but also that you actually get a chance to use it and see how it works on a very practical, personal level. Start9. So Start9 is an operating system. There's Windows OS, there's Mac OS, there's iOS. Start9 is an operating system for a server. Traditionally, operating systems for servers were really, really painful. Mainframe operating systems were horrible. Unix operating systems are challenging. Now, don't misunderstand me. I know there's some people in the room drinking their coffee in the back, shooting a video, who love this stuff, who think about it from a standpoint of how can I make this thing do really crazy stuff and kind of go the long way around because it's neat to learn and whatever else. If you're that type of person, please stay, enjoy the presentation, but it's not targeted to you. Okay? This is not a product that's designed for you. StartOS is designed to make running a server easy for the regular person. Now, if you're a total tech, whatever, you have a hard time with the smartphone, there's only so much we can do. But if you can put apps on your smartphone, the idea is you should be able to put services on your own server. So I found out about this actually from Jack as part of the initial sponsorship, whatever else. I said, this is pretty cool. Started getting active, involved, whatever else. And I just became a very big fan. I became such a big fan that in the Telegram support channel for StartOS from Start9 company, they're like, hey, thanks for helping out on this stuff. And eventually when they needed more tech support people, they said, we're going to hire a couple of tech support people, not as full-time employees, but contract basis, figure out what shifts you want to work and do that sort of stuff. And I'm like, wait a second, you're going to pay me to do the stuff I've been doing for free, and you're going to give me some inside information on what's going on? That's a no-brainer. I don't hate money. I'm like, let's do this thing. So StartOS fan, all of that. Jack's a jerk. He'd been busting my butt for a while about you should start a side hustle. And I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do, whatever else. Not the best of names, perhaps, but this is what I got. So you can see at the very bottom of the screen, yourpersonalbitcoinassistant.com. I provide personal Bitcoin assistance, StartOS assistance now as well. I am not done because this workshop got in the way, but almost done with second round Jack's AI course and discovered all the stuff I should have been doing and working on that so it will get better. All right, so that's me. Disclaimer, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a CFP, I'm not an attorney. My role is an educator. That's what I want to do. I want to teach people so you know what it's all about and you can make your own decisions and your own mistakes, and it's not my fault. My job is to teach you. You make your decisions, be responsible for your own decisions on that stuff. Purpose of this, give you the background on what is StartOS, why you might want to actually do this thing, and then I'm going to do demos. So I tell you right now, I've got like 4 more slides. I think that's it. I'm not doing a lot of slides. I will ask for volunteer. I will tell you right now that the volunteer I'm going to ask for is Jack, because the server that I'm actually going to demo live, you know the risk, James. Live demos are always scary. Always scary. But that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to unbox Jack's server. We're going to pop it up here, and you guys are going to get to see live how it goes. So Jack, you got to type in your password. I did. I cheated.
Because we tried to do this before, and I had literally a dead box.
Yeah, it was a dead in the box last time. It was very frustrating. I flew this time, and I brought extra everything. Yeah. So it worked 24 hours ago when I booted up and lapped. I'm hoping it still works now. We'll see how it goes. Doomed now. I know. All right. It's how it is. All right. Underneath the hood, it's a Linux-based operating system. So if someone's trying to understand like what type of server is it, whatever else, and like, oh no, is it really like a real server? It is. Under the hood, it's Linux. But there's this graphical interface on top of it that's designed to make it easy. It lets you put services on your server like apps on your phone. That's the idea. I put the note in here, designed for less technical people. Even if you're a really technical person, but you don't want to spend the time and effort to be a Linux administrator, this is really helpful. For me, that's kind of like in that area where I'm at. I'm not super guru at it. I could. I've been a Linux admin in the past. It just wasn't fun for me. It wasn't what I want to spend my time on. Being able to just go, oh, let's just load the service up and run it. That's where I wanted to be. Runs on a personal server, which means you do not need a rack mounted whatever in your house. You'll see when I bring out Jack's, the little small PCs type of stuff, all of that. And what services you want to run, Bitcoin, file storage, messaging. We'll talk a bunch about that. All right. So why did I start OS? The idea on this is that you can actually own your data. Your files, your photos, your stuff can be under your control. There's a risk when you put your stuff in the cloud. You put your email on Google, what happens, right? They're looking through that stuff. They're trolling all that stuff, all of that. With AI now in particular, anything in the cloud, That's all getting sucked in. There's a lot of legal controversy around what are they allowed to do, not allowed to do, whatever else, all of that. One of the things that folks don't think about so much sometimes is that if you've got your stuff in your house, now, if you're like some secret agent or company CEO, Fortune 100 company, whatever, it's different. But like regular people, folks don't have to get you. Nobody's going to spend extensive effort trying to hack your home and get your stuff. But if you have your passwords in LastPass, you have your email at Google, those are big targets. And it's happened not just once, but a number of times where the bad actors are out there. They hack the big target, and then your personal stuff that they weren't really looking for just gets dumped as part of it. If you actually keep it private on your server, they don't even have a chance to leak it because you never sent it to them. It's all there. You decide who can see what, no one else. It gives you the independence from big tech. AWS went down, what is it now, about a month ago? 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
3 times in 1 week.
Okay. Random sites that you're like, oh, this is not Amazon.com. It's like crashing all over the place because underneath the hood, it's all big tech. It's all Amazon. Gives you the independence. There you go. Perfect. Azure, GCP. The point is the same. The week after. Exactly. Yep. Next, if you own it, there's no subscription charges. How many people here are paying a subscription charge for some cloud service? Something. Yeah. Something. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you will be able to buy a Start9 server and you cut all those out. That's not the case. But there might be 1 or 2, 3 or 4 over time, more and more, that you can actually not only have it be more private, not only more under your control, but you could actually save that money because you're not paying them to gather all your data. And the last bit, and again, sovereignty, freedom background, all the rest of that stuff. For me, the big thing is uncensorable. If I'm hosting my own stuff, they can't just flip a switch on their side and turn it off. What was the, wasn't Facebook, it was one of the whatever's, Parler. Thank you, that was the one. So they had their service and AWS turned them off. They went to somebody else, maybe Google or whatever else. They're like, oh, we don't think we want to host you.
All services,
all of them all at the same time. Right,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Without warning.
And without warning, kicked out everything. Boom, just like that.
They've never come back.
And they never came back. Exactly.
Successfully.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that your personal server is going to compete on that scale. That's not the point. The point is that if somebody tried to say, hey, we don't like a gun anything, we don't like a survival something, and you just kind of get caught up in that sweep of, oh, you're in that category, you run your stuff, you're good to go. All right. More on why StartOS in particular. There are other nodes in a box type of software that's out there that lets you run like a Bitcoin node, wherever else, pretty straightforward. The thing which I particularly like about StartOS is it's got built-in encrypted backup and restore so that when you put all your data out there, you click a button and you can back that stuff up. If there's a problem on your server, you can replace the hardware, restore it, you're good to go. If you decide 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I want to upgrade to bigger, harder hardware, easy migration services, all the rest of that.
Jesse, when you say server, are you talking, you mean web server?
When I'm talking server, with respect to StartOS, I'm talking about the physical box, okay? When I talk about service, that would be like a website or something else that you're serving.
Yes, so if I have a website, I want to stay online all the time.
Yeah.
So this would do that.
You could run your website on this, okay? There are issues. It's not a whatever. So yeah, okay. Diego, please.
You say it has a backup. Where does the server back up to in case something happens to your server?
We'll dig into a lot more of the technical details on that as we go through. The quick answer is you can put it on a little flash drive or you can back it up to your network, whatever else. in my case, what I do is I back it up to the network, and then in my network, I've got another PC that actually backs it up to a cloud service that basically is an S3 compatible, blah, 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 encrypted, all the rest of that stuff. So, but I appreciate you bringing that up, because an important point on this is in the adoption curve, development curve, whatever else, we're still early. We're way early. The version number of StartOS that's currently production release is 0.3.5.1. It's not even 1.0 software. So it's still early at this point. So if you're thinking about running your website from it, and your website is my gaming site for me and my buddies, you're fine. If you're running your business website on it, you should at least think twice, maybe 3 times before doing it, because it's not quite there. Or know what you're doing. Yeah.
And if it's high traffic, you really.
Oh, if it's high traffic, you don't want to do it.
Your cable, internet, or fiber to curve, whatever, is now the pipeline to multiple parties at one time. Like,
And
I
it's-
couldn't do it.
No, the amount of traffic goes, no way.
I don't have the pipe.
The pipe isn't big enough on that. So the original comment on it was basically, can I run my website on it? Okay. And the short answer is, well, yes, but, and if it's a little friendly group, whatever, it's fine. If it's a big production, a lot of traffic, you're not going to want to do that. Okay. Not yet, at least. Or have a bad time. It would be a bad time.
A lot of the service providers in the small print
Yeah.
tell you you're not allowed to do that. Like, in other words, post server in your house. And so as long as you're just doing a little small thing and it's barely trickling, they'll never notice. But if you start trying to send huge amounts of server traffic out, they'll see it and they may shut you down.
So the point was, if you're on a home internet service provider plan, often in the fine print, it specifically will say something along the lines of, you're not allowed to provide public services and whatever else. To a very large extent, what they're very concerned about is that you're going to have a big file server, and that you're going to serve videos, or, to be blunt, a lot of adult content, whatever else it might be, which will generate a huge amount of traffic across their network. And home internet service providers, home ISPs, are generally optimized for a big pipe down so you can watch Netflix, and a little pipe up so you can upload your email and maybe like do like a Skype or a FaceTime, or, a Zoom call, something like that. So again, to Jack's point about if you got a big production, a lot of whatever, the pipe can be limiting. To your point, exactly. Oh, they will. They absolutely will. So, so one of the things to be aware of, if you're going to run a server for your personal use, again, a lot of the primary use case here, where you happen to be away from home and you want to get to your stuff, that's fine. And they're not going to worry about that at all. It might be technically you're running a server, but they're not going to blink at that. Mostly we wouldn't know the difference. As you increase the volume of your upload, they're going to start going, and wonder about it. That's all. So something to be aware of.
We've only been shut down once so far, and they generally don't start to care until you're uploading more than around 100 gigabytes per day.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Oh, boy, you got 2 hours of streaming.
No. Yeah, no, even up isn't bad. Yeah.
These are phone data orders.
Oh, well, that's right.
Runs the own ISP. Yeah. All right. Oh, sorry. So services you can do, personal stuff, photos, notes, calendars, your family stuff, sharing files, chatting privately. From a business standpoint, you can run some of the different services as well. Bitcoin, Lightning, any of that type of stuff that you want to run your own stuff and private, you can do all of that as well. One last note on this. This is one of the things I like about StartOS, but many people see it as a downside. Some of the other systems out there, like the Node in a Box, whatever else, make it much easier for people who have these services to run, to just kind of like drop the service in. And their package is basically like a launch pad. It gives you a graphical interface and you say, launch Bitcoin, launch this, launch whatever else. But there's not a lot of intelligence behind that. One of the things I really like about StartOS is when it's time to do an upgrade for Bitcoin, I want to upgrade to the latest Bitcoin, I want to upgrade this, whatever else, it's very easy through the graphical interface to do that. If I want to change the configuration, it's all built in as part of that. The downside on it is, in order to make that work easy for the end user, to package an application, to package that service on StartOS takes a bit of work. So you will see fewer services on StartOS traditionally because it's more work to get it in. All right. Demo. All right, let's go. Any questions on anything before I start the unboxing? Yeah. I'm sorry. The question is there an email service? There is not currently an email service for it, but it doesn't matter that there's not an email service for it because email has been so co-opted and so centralized that effectively, even if you can run the software, you really can't run your own email server today realistically, which is one of my personal pet peeves, but it's just the reality of it. Yeah, if you're not Google or Microsoft or one of the big whatever's on that stuff, or work through their system and authenticated by them, they don't let you do it.
Or have the money to buy a lot of people off to get in the game.
I run my
Alan,
own.
yeah?
I've run my own email servers for 20 years. It's not that you can't do it. It just takes an incredible amount of technical expertise to do it to the degree they won't just shut you down.
There you go. All right.
DKIM.
Excellent. Thank you. So Jack actually got one of the limited edition fancy boxes. If you order a Start9 server now, you will not get a fancy box. You'll get a regular box.
It is a cool box.
It is a cool box. All right. This is it. It's a mini PC. That's all it is. Okay. So when we talk about a server, it's not a big rack mount or whatever. That's all it is on this one. In terms of setting it up, I'm going to plug it in here and you'll see what I'm doing. Or maybe you won't see what I'm doing, but we'll try to give it a try. Yeah, I'll talk about that in just 1 minute. Okay, give me 1 second here. Oh, cables. This is actually the Pure. So Start9 offers 2 different options depending upon what your preference is. They offer the Server 1 and the Pure. The Pure actually has the Intel Management Engine disabled. If I've totally lost you, you have no idea what that is, you should just go, oh, that's nice, and ignore it and not buy that device because it costs more and has less power. The Server 1 is the right answer for you. If you hear the, oh my God, they've got an Intel Management Engine disabled, then you should buy the Pure because you care about that. Okay. Power cable, I'm just going to get that lined up.
Very easy decision. We'll give you this free. Yes. And then it's dead. So then we got another one.
That's it.
Sit on the floor for a year.
Just didn't get to it, right?
Yeah. I knew you were coming back.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So from an initial setup, what you would do is you'd plug in the network cable. Again, experience, learned, whatever else. This time I brought my own switch. I got my own stuff, everything else. So I can just plug this thing right in here. At home, you would do basically the same type of thing. You would take the network cable, you'd plug it into your router at home. It's technically possible on the current version of StartOS to do it over Wi-Fi, but it is not designed for that. It's a server. You want a hardline connection, all that. Okay. You're going to have to plug it in for power anyway. Yep. All right. All right, here we go. Trace all the cords and plug it in. All right. You'll see the little light on already. Well, you can't see the little light. I will tell you, the little light is turned on. Okay? It's running. If you buy the device from Start9 directly, you get a number of advantages. One of the advantages is on that mini PC that you're using as a server, they already go through and they fix the BIOS, the internal, even before it boots the regular operating system, all the internal guts of it, so that when you plug it in, it automatically turns on. A lot of the other PCs are designed for the, oh, I'm going to run games on it or whatever else. And so you plug it in, it doesn't turn on automatically. It doesn't sound like a big deal until you're in Azle, Texas, your server is in Pennsylvania, and the power flickers it turns off and comes back on, and then you go, hey, honey, can you go down to the family room and go underneath the router and find my little box and turn it on? So we don't like to do that if we can avoid it. Okay? Ask me how I know. Yeah. I don't, but I really appreciate the offer. That's great. I may need to go back on that in just a minute, but we will see. Okay. So this is a server, and the idea on the server is it should run on its own, and I shouldn't have to do pretty much anything else other than what I just did. So now here's where we sacrifice to the demo gods, right? Okay. So now what I should be able to do is I should be able to go to Safari. I'm going to just open up a brand new window so you guys don't have to worry about the other stuff. Is it showing? It is not. Give me one moment.
Chef's ready to cook it. Chef's going, which one do you want?
That should do it. Yep, that's it. All right. That looks a little fuzzy. Is that me or is that good? That's on the projector. Okay. So browser. I happen to be using a Mac because that's what I happen to have. If it's a Windows, if it's a phone, if it's a tablet, it's a Chromebook, it doesn't matter. It's a browser. That's all that we're doing. And what we're going to do when the system first gets up is we're going to go to a special address called start.local. And we're so far ahead of last year, Jack, it's amazing. So this is exactly what it should come up as. So
does it find it immediately with that start.local simply because you're on the same network as it?
Same network.
All right.
That's the key.
All right.
Another one of the issues from last year as well. This laptop is on the Wi-Fi. The server is plugged into the hard line. In many routers at home, by default, those are separate networks and they don't talk to each other. Okay? Which is generally good. Okay. So, talk about that. So it comes up like this, and to start off, you got two options, start fresh or recover. I said before, one of the nice things about Start OS is that it gives you the easy ability to, if you have a backup, to recover from it or whatever else you need to do, transfer. If we needed to do that, we would do recover. In this case, we're just going to click on Start Fresh. I'll go ahead and do that, let it go. It's going to check to begin with and say, hey, I've got a disk drive in your server. Is this the one that you want me to write to? Because if I write to this drive, I'm going to wipe out anything that's on there already. So you want to be like a little careful about this. In this case, it's the one box we know. Yeah, so you can just check. It's a Samsung SSD, 2 terabytes. That's the correct one. I can just go and click on it. Comes included in the box, yeah. I brought an extra drive in case that one failed. I got an extra, I got pop right in. Extra memory. Yeah, exactly. So now Jack's going to type in his password.
Oh, I'm going to make one?
Yes.
Is that what I'm going to do?
You're going to make one now. It should not be visible. Yeah. Minimum of 12 characters. Minimum of 12 characters. Type it all in, whatever else. Now, one of the nice things about this, and I had this terrifying thought as I was looking at this stuff this morning, was, what if I screw it up? I'm typing in a password, I'm trying to get to stuff, and it's displayed on the screen, not just for you guys, I trust you guys, but you're broadcasting, I don't know who's going to watch this stuff on the interwebs, right? But the advantage that I've got is all that stuff that I'm doing here, that's all on servers here. They can't get to it.
Can we let that go away a minute? Just walk up there and stick your hand out. I want to see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, what isn't that streaming right now?
All right,
You're off.
So even with the streaming, even with Jack looking at this, in a worst case situation, if he broadcast his password out there, from a networking standpoint, Alan, as you said before, it's all isolated. They can't get to the server anyway. Now, he'd still need to fix his password.
Shut off the screen for like a split second.
Your password will just go for a split second in case you care.
Okay, so you can go back and fix it if you want.
Went to it before I told them it was off. All right.
Some people just click too quick.
Yeah, but they still have to get
So, and that's my point is because it's your server, because it's isolated, there's,
It's not, that's part of the problem.
yeah,
That's a good problem to have.
it's a good problem to have. And you guys type it a second time. And you can certainly change it later as well, but yeah.
Do you want to update password?
These
save
two.
your iCloud? No.
No, do not save your password on my machine. Please do not do that.
That's that keychain
Well, it
bullshit.
doesn't
That's the
matter.
keychain
You're not gonna
bullshit.
be on this network anymore.
It's not the point of that. It's the point of I don't want the responsibility. I don't want anything. I want nothing to do with it. Okay. Are we back online? We're back online. Okay, so now it's initializing. So now it's taking that actual operating system, is writing it on that hard drive in that particular space. One of the things that StartOS does that's really bright is on that hard drive, there's two separate partitions. There's like an operating system partition and a data partition. So if you need to do an upgrade or whatever else, or if there's some problem you want to like rewrite the operating system, you can do that without losing any of the data. All right, so download address info. Setup complete, and the little, you can't see anything on that.
No.
Is there anything we can do better on that screen, or no?
We just have a lot of light
Brighter.
pollution.
Yeah. Okay.
Choose the light desktop mode.
Well,
All right.
thing we might be able to do. Where's your brightness settings?
That should be it. I think it's all the way up.
as it goes.
It's as much as it goes. Okay. So now that the server's all set up, start.local is used only for the initial setup. So this is the next danger point in the demo, because the servers are named randomly with an adjective, a dash, and a noun. And I do not recall what it was selected last time. I just remember that it came up with something, and I looked at it and went, oh shit. That was, yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just click on download. It'll automatically download a file to give you what you need on that. And this is the part that's a shade tricky because of the way that the internet works. The way that the internet works is if you just want to get to a website, you go to a website and everything else. If you want to have an encrypted communication to that website, you have to like trade a secret back and forth so that you can both be encrypted the right way. So it's called a certificate. Normally what people will do is they will pay a big company to say, would you please authorize my certificates so that everybody knows this is a legit certificate. If you don't want to pay that piece, and you don't, you can generate your own certificate. But Mac, Windows, the iPhone, whatever else, don't know that that certificate that you signed is really legit unless you explicitly go out and tell it, this is a legit certificate. So that's a little bit more work. Okay. So from here, downloads the file startos info.html. We can open up that file, and it will tell us you are partial Brads.
Great.
Totally random, whatever.
Partial Brads.
This is your
Should be
computer.
impartial Brads. Exactly.
That
So you don't-
should be sent to me somewhere.
I will send that to you.
Okay.
I'll take care of you on that. For purposes, no. There's currently an open issue that I opened.
Your remote access
Yeah.
and onion address.
Yeah. Okay. There's currently an open issue that I opened up that said, when I get to that initial install, tell me what my server name is going to be. And if it's something offensive or really horrible, give me a chance to retry before I go through this whole process. So potentially I could start the install all over again and say, let's try again. But I don't really want to take 10, 15 minutes to like
No,
keep trying
partial
stuff.
Brads is
That's
fine.
not bad.
No.
Okay. All right. So we now know the server name. For purposes of this demonstration right now, I am not going to bother downloading a certificate to this and trusting it this way.
Okay.
I'll make sure that your computers are
Okay.
set so you can do this when you need
Okay.
to. So it's all secure on that. Okay. Once this has been done, start.local no longer works.
Okay.
So now we go up top here, and what we're going to type instead is going to be
Partial
partial brads.local. Okay, I'm not going to hit enter yet. So normally when you go to a website, you go to .com, .info, .edu, .whatever else, and the magic of the internet knows what it is and where it goes, whatever else. There are some special ones that they created, one of which is called .local. .local is designed so that your systems all know I don't have to go out on the weird internet. It's going to be on the local network. Apple created code to make that work and make it work relatively easily. Microsoft implemented most of that, and it mostly works. Mostly. And depending upon your router and all sorts of other stuff, sometimes it works better or worse or whatnot. Okay. So this is one of the things in the current version, 0.3.5.1, the production version, so we're rolling up here, that is being improved in the next version. And I will talk about that in a little bit. Okay. But for right now, you should just be aware .local is special. And sometimes if you have problems with it, you might need to go to the common issues list and go, okay, is it this? Is it that? Is it that? And fix stuff up there. All right. Partial brads.local. Let's give that a shot and see if it works. Fingers crossed. Yes. So the first thing it comes up with is it says, trust your root CA. So it knows immediately you're coming in on HTTP, not HTTPS, because we didn't trust the certificate. Remember I said before, we're going to skip that part. So it's warning you, letting you know, you should do this. But if you want to just avoid it, we're just going to click at the very bottom where it says skip. And we do skip. Once again, the operating system, the Mac, the browser, it's all going, whoa, 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 time out. It's not a private connection. We know this. We know we're okay. But this is part of the friction for regular folks when they try to do this stuff. If they're not aware of this, they see this and they go, oh my God, it's broken. It's not going to work. I don't know how to make this work. So if you just go ahead and go, there should be a show details. And then after you show details, there should be an option to like skip it and look view anyway, right? No, not view the certificate, visit the site. That's what we want to do. They really do. And for the most part, I appreciate and for the most part, I really appreciate it because for 99% of the people, 99% of the time, they should not be going to a website where this isn't in place. So the first thing we come up with is password, logs in, and we're at the home screen. Now we can actually get started with Start OS. So this is pretty cool. So if you want to look at, this is better. You can drive for us here. Take a look at server info, right on the main piece there. And you can see what your Start server is. I can't read that at all, but it should be telling you what your server name is. It should be giving you stuff like what your web addresses are available and some internal stuff as well, right? Okay. On the left-hand side, you've got the little menu bar, so you can do different pieces. The main thing that most people are going to want to do is go to the marketplace. The marketplace is basically like the App Store, the Google Play Store, whatever else. If you go there, you can pick what do you want to install. The default that shows up is these are the featured services for what you want to do. Go ahead, Hatch, please.
System, and can you flip that from dark to?
Oh yeah, let's do that. See if that works. If that helps, sure.
Sure. I got you.
Yep. I don't remember if they have that on this one. No, it's not going to be under monitor. It should be like at the top. No, I think that's an 040. Yeah, the lights view.
No, this is we're on that box right now.
The browser is Safari. I don't know.
There's not a dark mode and a light mode.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
I don't think there is.
Not in this one. Okay.
No. System rebuild. We're not going to do that right now.
Yeah, let's not do that right now. But again, a system rebuild would not impact your data because it's just rebuilding all the operating system stuff. Again, part of that protecting the end user on this piece. So these are the different services you can do. Let's go ahead. Are you already flipping through? Great. No, flip right through. It's all good. So they are divided into different categories. If you're looking for something particular, I recommend you go to all because sometimes it's kind of hard to find exactly what you're looking for on this. And we'll go ahead and we'll actually do some of these, everything else. The other thing, which is really cool, is this is the registry, the App Store, the marketplace type of stuff that is hosted by Start9. But if you want to do anything with this server, it is your server. Sovereignty, if you have a package for a service and Start9 goes, oh, we're not doing that, it doesn't matter. You can take that package and you can sideload it directly right through the interface here to get that in. And if you're really pissed off and you go, you know what? I want other people to get to my package that Start9's unwilling to host, you can actually host your own registry. and have that as an alternate registry. So they don't have to just side load it. They can actually go to your registry. And if you can scroll all the way back up to the top, Jack, where like by the registry, directly underneath Start9 registry, you have the option to change registry. Now, right now, there's not a lot of other registries out there because not a lot of other people doing this yet. But the idea on it is, and this is part of the Start9 company philosophy, is they don't want to be the gatekeeper. StartOS software is free open source software. You can download it for free, install it on whatever machine you want. If you want to make changes to it, download the source, make the changes to it. Free open source software. You can do all of that. Partially, this is an advantage to them because Samurai Wallet developers, anyone who knows that, right? By not being that bottleneck, by not hosting your stuff, by not having your data, by not being any of that, they can legitimately, honestly claim, he did bad stuff with it, not me, which I totally appreciate. I don't want to go to jail either. Okay. Yes, please.
How can I get more people that want to come to my package?
It all depends upon how big your package is, Ken. Was there a real question? Thank you. Yes, Jake. Yes, absolutely.
Sovereignty has risk, Jake.
Yep, absolutely. Other questions real quick here? Okay. If you know what I'm talking about, that's fine. If this makes no sense to you at all, just go, oh, Jesse's talking about some Bitcoin stuff I don't care about. Okay, that's fine too. In Bitcoin right now, there is a political conflict between core and knots dealing with basically what should go on the blockchain. It's a bunch of crap, but folks are dealing with it. It'll get sorted out probably in the next 6 to 24 months, and then we'll all just forget it ever happened. But in the meantime, there's a big controversy about it. Start9 and StartOS specifically are designed so you can do either one that you like. So if you want to run core, you run core. You want to run knots, you run knots. If you want to run knobs, another variation on this stuff, you run that. The idea of Bitcoin is you run your node, you own your node, you're responsible for your node. You run the code that you want. No one can force you to run code that you don't want to run. That's the idea. StartOS is designed to make it easy, without being super technical, to like click the buttons and be able to run that stuff. Okay? So let's go ahead and start with Bitcoin, because I know that's one of the ones that most folks are going to want. Bitcoin is also a little bit challenging because when you first install it, it needs to download all the blocks that have occurred before. So we're going to start the initial Bitcoin download and get that rolling. Okay?
I would challenge you on that. I don't know if most of those people would want it.
And that may be the case, yeah. So Bitcoin Core, do an install. Just click install again, and it'll go. Oh my God. It is. Bitcoin's my bias. Forgive me on that. Okay. It's going to, it'll do the installation. If you go and click on view installed, it'll show this. Now, regardless of the service that you're putting in, it's going to look basically like this. It'll come up. You'll see at the very top, it's a needs config. Remember I said before about the package? Part of the packaging is, hey, it's installed. There's mandatory minimum configuration you got to do before you can actually run this thing. It'll prompt you on that, so you don't have to worry about trying to start it, digging through error messages, whatever else. If you click on that button, it'll bring you up with what the configurations are. If you don't know, the packagers generally pick really good defaults. If you just click at the bottom under save and you don't worry about any defaults, it'll just get started. If you want to change it later, you go back, you change whatever you need to, and that's it. Once you've done that, go and just start it. Okay? All of the packages work the same type of way. You'll do an installation, you'll do a configuration, you'll start it. There are built-in health checks, so it will take a look and say, hey, is this thing ready to go? Anything else on that? On the pure, where we are right now, it should be about 16 hours, start to finish, which is not bad. No. On my other device I was messing with before, it was 3.5 days.
But we may not want to leave it running.
That's a totally separate
right
thing. That's
now,
fine.
Because we're streaming.
Yeah, that's fine. With the data and the streaming too. Sure. Okay. So if you like, just go ahead and click stop. And it will stop doing its stuff. It will automatically pick up where it left off and just keep going. Okay. You can absolutely do that too. Okay. All right. Questions so far? All right. I got like 2 more minutes that I want to do, and then we'll go jump to general questions here. All right. So also here, partially because I don't know what the heck was going to work or not work, whatever else. I think this is the one I want. Let's bring this guy up. This is the one that I wanted. Okay. There's another server running the Alpha 12 version of StartOS 0.4.0, which is this interface. It looks a little bit different. The only thing that I really want to emphasize, point out on this one is settings, StartOS UI. In this user interface, you have a couple additional things that you can do. In particular, I can't read this at all, but you can read, maybe you can't read, I'll point it out. In the upper right, you can do public domains. So one of the things that this lets you do is if you want to convert your personal BitcoinAssistant.com and you want to have store.yourpersonalBitcoinAssistant.com and run it on your own server, have it point to BTC Pay server on my own node and my own Lightning node, wherever else, I can configure that to make that happen. Okay. If I want to allow other people to access my server, again, right now we're all protected just on local LAN. I can do that. In the earlier version of this, the 0351 version, the way they did that was through the Tor network. So you needed a special browser, and the addresses are like 1,000 characters long, .onion. Kind of hard to like work that. With this, you can give people regular IP addresses, regular service addresses, and even give them domain names on that. Okay. All right. Let's open up for questions.
All right, I'm going to go to the question place, and Ken's going to ask it while he walks or something. Chef Ken.
All right.
What do you got for us?
All right. So is there I want to start pulling all of my stuff off of Google.
Yes.
Is there a great way, easy way to migrate all of that stuff without having to take, like, what is there an easy way? I'm dumb to this, so talk to me like a kindergartner.
So are we telling you how to move your 400,000 emails?
Not necessarily that, just files, things.
It's okay. It's a great question. The answer is no. I'll elaborate. If you've got a bunch of files and a bunch of stuff that you want to move off of Google and onto this, there's no easy button that says convert it. Having said that, it occurs to me that would be a great service for someone to write and package for StartOS to say, I've got a bunch of stuff in Google Cloud. I want to put it into Nextcloud or another service that runs on StartOS and give people an easy button. But today, that does not exist. What you would do today is you would start on StartOS. You'd figure out what service or services where would be my target, would be my destination. Where do I want to put that data? And then you'd have to figure out how do I move each piece, whatever else, and do file drags or whatever else it is. Okay? Yeah.
You want to point out that with great sovereignty comes great responsibility.
Yes.
So if you move it off of Google, you got Google engineers backing it up for you to make certain that if a hard drive fails, it doesn't go away. When you put it on your hard drive, guess whose responsibility that is now? All yours. If you don't do it, it's on you.
So remember I said at the beginning, when I talked about the backup piece, what I do is I've got that backup to a network drive. I've got another process on my other computer on the network drive that automatically sends it out to the cloud as well. I also keep a local backup in addition to that, but extra 2 is 1, 3, yeah, exactly. Yeah, type of deal on that, okay? The 040 version and later versions will have more automation related to the backups. Right now, that's a little bit more on the manual process, but absolutely great point. For right now, if you want to play with this and try it, whatever else, absolutely. If you want to take all your family photos and put them on this, you want to make sure you really have the system down that you're doing so that your wife, your husband, your kids, whatever else, don't discover your error and you have to suffer that wrath. Please, Matt.
So I have a lot of clients who are very interested in privacy for some reason. If I were to set up a Start9 server for my business and use things like Nextcloud and the messaging app on it, how much technical sophistication would my clients need to use those systems on my server?
Minimal, very minimal. So if your clients are accessing your server, they're going to go to a web page, and whatever that web page shows them, that's what they're going to interact with. So most of the services are pretty straightforward. It's not a big deal. They're not going to need a lot of tech savvy from that standpoint. Okay. Yeah, if you're doing Google Drive, you can do the equivalent on most of these too. It's all good. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So right now I use like OneDrive. Right?
Sure.
So on my computer, I had, I have a little folder and easy to store stuff on there.
Yep.
Automatically goes to the cloud. So how would this work on my laptop? Is there going to be like a folder that'll say,
If you install a service that says, I'd like to have file storage on my Start9 server, you can do that. And if you install the right connection on your PC or your Mac, whatever else that hooks it up, it can look like a drive on your PC or your other device. So I actually do that using for the tech geeks, Nextcloud WebDAV, and I do that. But yeah, okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Good. See, there you go.
So in that same vein,
Yes.
for this use case where I have my files on my Start9 at home and I'm traveling
Yep.
and I want to access it.
Yep.
Do I need to get a static IP from my provider, or is
Great
there
question.
a
Great
dynamic
question.
one?
When I'm at home, I go to partialbrad.local, whatever it was, right? Okay. When I'm on the road in the current version, the way I get to it remotely is through the Onion routing network, through Tor. So I would use a Tor browser. It looks effectively like Firefox or whatever else. It looks the same, but it's the same but different. But it's technically a different browser. It does different routing techniques through the internet to get to it. And I would need to have that 67 character long .onion magic address to get to it. Because it's 67 character magic address .onion, unless I give it to somebody, nobody's going to guess that address. So it's very secure from that standpoint that when I'm on the road, I put in that Onion address, I get to it, I'm good to go. Okay. Bookmarks.
Yeah.
you're not gonna key that.
And Brave will run Tor.
Oh yeah. Brave can run over Tor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Martin. Yeah.
I just want to add one quick comment as far as the earlier question about getting your stuff off of Google. While there isn't a service that lets you export everything cleanly to StartOS, what you can do is use Google Takeout. That basically has about a half a day process where Google will take every service you've ever used with them, pack it up into some zip files and say, here you go, do whatever you want with it. That's the perfect thing that you can just upload to your Nextcloud server and procrastinate on for 6 months while you figure out where each individual service fits.
Great point. Great point. That's also a great entry point for whoever is going to hack that code to create the service to translate the Google zip files and import that into StartOS. Yeah, please.
So my application would just be like a file server.
Sure.
I don't think we're going to use File Explorer to get to the files here. Can I open a file here from Excel? Or am I going to have to go through a browser, or is it going to be like Proton Drive?
Okay. It's a good question. Let me take it in a couple pieces. If you're using this as a file server, you can get to it via the web interface. So you could look at it, you look at the directories, you go, oh, here's my file, here's whatever else. And then you could download it, work on it, load it back up. Absolutely. I talked before about you could put like a little hook in on your computer so it looks like a drive on your computer, and then you would open it up from your computer side and it would look like it was on your computer, but it's really on the server, and you could do it that way and edit it and all of that. It's also possible, if you have the right service running on your server, to edit it within that service. So Nextcloud has a built-in Office package that is currently not compatible with StartOS. So if you're thinking that, stop thinking that. That doesn't work yet. It may eventually, but not right now. There is a package called CryptPad. If you want to try it out, you can go to cryptpad.fr. It's a publicly accessible, whatever. Again, free open source software. And what it lets you do is basically like a Google Sheets, where it's in the cloud, you can edit it, and you can actually collaboratively edit it with someone else and see their edits in real time. That is actually one of the main applications that I use my Start9 server for. because when I'm on the road or whatever else, I can still get to my stuff. And when I want to share it with someone, they can get to it and we can collaboratively edit those spreadsheets. And that's actually editing on the server directly, not a download first or anything else like that. Yeah.
So is there a thing in the marketplace for like WireGuard or VPN so you could do
No.
Okay.
So let me like the very first question, right? I'll give you like Ken's question. The quick answer is no. The longer answer is in 040, you won't have to. In 040, the networking capabilities will have that built in. So if you want to WireGuard directly from your server to your home PC or to your remote phone or whatever else, you can do that directly. You can do whatever magic tunneling you want to do. Yeah. And this is the part that I am waiting for, not patiently, is you can run a cheap ass server in the cloud that does nothing but give you an IP address. So somebody asked before, do I need a static IP address? No, you can cheat around it even with the home and dynamic IP addresses, but it's a lot easier if you have a static. The server I'm renting right now, I think is $3 a month because I pay monthly. If I paid annually, I think it'd be even less, but it's $3 a month. It's got almost no power to it, but it doesn't need anything. It gives me a static IP address. And what it runs is,
That's, even though we're here, that's over 20. It just takes a long ass
oh,
time.
yeah. Yeah. So Jack's just showing, he just got to the same screen over Tor, but same thing. Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's on Brave.
On Brave.
You can use the core browser by itself.
So on this $3 a month server, I have a static IP address. I could put store.yourpersonalbitcoinassistant.com, point it to that static IP address. Anybody who goes there, it will automatically route WireGuard and all the magic in the middle to my StartOS server. The part about it that's really cool is there's some networking magic, talk to me after, where you can actually have a whole bunch of different services going to that same IP address and going to different services within StartOS. So if I want to give somebody store dot to get to my BTC Pay server, I want to do files dot to get to someplace else, vault dot to get to the third, whatever I want to do, I can do that and do that relatively easily. I will be able to do it relatively easily. Right now it's a real pain in the neck because 040 is not yet ready yet. More.
I think that's it. All right, Jesse, thank
Soon.
you for
coming soon.
Tempting
All right.
the
Thank you.
demo, the gods with your live demo. In about 15 minutes, we'll be starting lunch.